if I've ever had a oh shit moment in my life, that one was it.
That's how we do it in the South.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Kind of exciting day. First day in a long time that I've felt like 100%, which is a good thing. But something else that's exciting is I get to tell you guys all about the new Netflix show now. I don't know if you saw the trailer online, and we're going to throw it in on the end of this video too for you guys. Got some fun pictures we shot along the way shooting this last summer. But the thing that's really cool about this show is the way they approached it. It's got a very comedic angle to it. It's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of neat cars in there. We did some really good builds, and I worked with some very talented people in this show. And then, of course, some of the backstories that you will hear more and more as we go on for the few months. But, you know, it was really exciting. And to give you a quick recap on all of this, because we've got a lot of guys that are new to the channel, I got a call a couple of years ago from a production company who wanted to shoot a pilot for a TV show. And they said, hey, you know, it's buying and selling. And, you know, it's kind of got this whole cool little twist to it versus every other buy and sell show is we're going to send you to Mexico to buy these cars. And I'm like, man, that's kind of cool. And, you know, I kind of like that vibe. You know, I love different stuff. I love travel. So I flew out and we shot the sizzle reel for this. And this is right before COVID. We got a shot. It was a lot of fun and didn't hear anything about it. You know, COVID hits, puts the brakes on everything. You know, I already put it out of my head. I was out of contract. I didn't think any more about it. I'll be honest with you, I had another production company calling me about shooting a show for the Peacock, which is NBC's streaming service. You know, I didn't think anything about it. And I get a phone call out of the blue from this production company that says, Rabbit, are you ready to be a TV star? By God, let's do it. You know, and that's exciting. You know, you got to think, and I've touched on this in the past, but growing up, especially my generation, you know, when you're the best at something in your hobby, especially the automotive hobby, you end up on TV. That's, to me, I always put that up there. You know, these are the guys that I looked up to. You know, Stacey David, you know, and even old asshole Richard Rollins. I mean, just all these guys. I mean, they're characters. I mean, you love to hate some of them, but you know what? You still watch them. You know, all these shows, you know, watching the Power Block back in the day, like on Spike. You know, these shows were so much fun to watch. And these people, you know, I got to interview a lot of these guys working on the radio. And, you know, I got to kind of mingle with some of them, and I loved it. And then I get that opportunity. And the thing that's crazy is I shot a pilot about, it's almost been 7 years ago now, for Discovery, and it didn't even make it off the cutting room floor. And looking back, it was really not the time. I didn't like the whole idea with it, and it was probably a blessing in disguise. So back to this, now it's like I get my opportunity. You know, I mean, I love doing what I'm doing here. I love talking to you guys. I love this. You know, every week, you know, camera guy comes in, we sit down, we pan a few out, you know, and that's fun, but still always be kind of cool to do TV. And I know people say, you know, TV's dying and all that. Yeah, it is, you know, to a lot of things like that. And there's a lot of competition out there for television, obviously right here is one of them. But it's still one of those things I want to do. You got to think about it. Virtually every version of automotive media I have done. So this is literally that one thing like I've always wanted to do. So, like I said, you know, the production calls me up, said we're shooting this show for Netflix, you know, and you got to think about it. when I'm looking at streaming services and things like that, do you want to go to work for a streaming service that you have to describe to people who owns it? Or do you want to work for the original streaming service? So that was one big selling point. Another cool thing about Netflix is it's huge. It's a monster, business, production company, network. And that was really kind of neat that they came to me for this. Out of all the other YouTubers and car guys, and it really made, man, I got people in California worried about what old Rabbit's doing. So, we had some problems with production right off the bat. This was literally probably 2 years after we shot the sizzle reel, and then we didn't shoot for another year. We needed a fabricator, we lost a fabricator. We needed a painter, we lost a painter. Virtually everyone in the show changed, but me and my little sidekick, Scooter, who's an awesome guy. We super energy, and you're going to see a lot of that in this series when you watch it. Scooter's a great guy. He's a great character, and he's right there from El Paso, Texas. And he was in the original pilot with me, but virtually everyone else changed. So that was kind of neat that we were there since the beginning. So they assembled this crew, and it was really funny. There was rumors going back and forth that we've heard different things that different people were going to be starring in the show. And we found a fabricator. I had no idea who this fabricator was, but they said, we've got a guy lined up, super big fabricator, car builder. And this guy, I saw him on a Zoom call. And I'll be honest with you, the very first time I saw him on a Zoom call, I knew he's my kind of guy. He's just an old school car guy. And that's Wes Zachary. Wes Zachary owns Zachary Rod and Custom out there in East Texas. And these guys build gorgeous show cars. Build some wild stuff. I talk to this guy once a week still. Made a friend for life. Another awesome person on the show, and probably one of the coolest car girls you're ever going to meet, is Jamie Hilm. Jamie Hilm owns the Wicked Wrench right there outside of Chicago, and she is the real deal. It's always been kind of a stereotype in the car community, car girls. This right here, I would not even remotely try to question anything mechanically with her. She's the real deal and an absolute trip. We had a blast filming with her too. So then we were looking for a painter. We need a painter to paint these cars. And they said that we've got a little star power coming in. That's all they told us. And we did a Zoom call. And who else we had? Old Mike Coy from Gas Monkey Garage. And I thought, man, that's kind of cool, kind of get a seasoned guy in there. And because you got to think about it, for the rest of us, this is all our very first show. And, we get out there to Texas, and we had some fun times and some stories you'll never hear on YouTube. But we had a blast. And we filmed it. I'm going to tell you something. El Paso, Texas, Juarez, New Mexico, all that area right there, that's the hottest place on earth, especially in the summer. This is 110 degrees is normal. And it's like the driest heat ever. Like today, it's like 85 degrees and muggy. There is zero humidity. The best way to describe the heat in El Paso, Texas is you've got the oven on like 350 degrees and you open it. That first initial blast of heat, that's what it feels like walking out the door in the morning. It's so insane. And it's so crazy your body can adjust to that. It's so crazy. Like you can be so hot, but you don't sweat. It's just hot. Like literally you go from hot to I don't feel good, heat stroke. Like there's no in between. Had some real, matter of fact, we had a camera guy go down with a heat stroke while we were filming out in the Red Sands Desert. Another funny little spoiler, and I know a lot of people are probably going to see it because I don't think they got all of it filmed, so I don't know how much of this they used. But we rolled a side-by-side, me and Mike did, and I was driving. We rolled it in the Red Sands Desert, and I will vow for this. You know, a lot of people say this stuff is cooked up. That is 100% real. I'll be honest with you. If I've ever had a oh shit moment in my life, that one was it. Like I said, I think we've got a really good show. It's funny, and you know, I know a lot of people roll their eyes. That's what the world needs, another car TV show. They're all the same. And in a lot of ways they are. You know, it's hard to really step outside the box. But we're taking the camera places that it has never been for car television. And that's what drew me to this. And I'm proud of it. I'm really excited. Like I said, it drops on Netflix June 9th. It's a worldwide drop, so all you guys get to see it. And I'm just excited, man. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of neat seeing all this come together. And yeah, I love it. And I tell you what, I'll be honest with you, at the end of the day, the first people I got to thank is you guys, because without you, I would have never made it there. So thank you right there from the pump station. And you know what? It's enough blabbering. Let's show that reel. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars.
Look what they drag in now.
You said don't come back without a car.
It's a car. So here in the U.S., the days of finding a well-priced classic car, they're almost non-existent. But Mexico remains a virtual gold mine of forgotten and undervalued classics.
Oh, what about that one over there?
I like that. This is killing.
But hunting down these cars and getting them over the border is only half the battle.
Plant smoke! Oh my gosh!
I'm alive.
They still have to be turned into one-of-a-kind masterpieces in order to attract buyers that are going to pay top dollar in the U.S.
Big money.
And that's where me and my team come in. All of us took a leap of faith and dropped everything to set up shop right on the border in El Paso.
Welcome to the bounce house.
You want me to ram it? What do you mean we have an issue?
I might just have to be out.
I've always known you could make a killing bringing cars over the border from Mexico, if you know where to look.